Hi everyone, so today I am going to be doing just an informal walkthrough of my webcomic creation process in real time while I'm inking for this upcoming webcomic that I'm working on. Hopefully by the time this comes out, this webcomic's already done, so that way there's no spoilers or anything, but this is like the beginning of the story, so I don't think anything is going to be spoiled. So I increased the opacity on the storyboard so that way you can see it. So let's go to this first one. I did not draw the storyboard, so this is a partner project. I'm working with my amazing partner named Dulce. She is awesome. I'll link her Instagram somewhere. Go check it out because she's amazing. She is the one responsible for the storyboard and the artistic style or direction of this comic. Right now, I'm just gonna have to figure out how to do the liner on this because I tried using the perspective tool earlier and it did not work. It gave me a wonky perspective, and that's because this is not the right perspective. So something is like off about this. So I need to try to fix it and then like make it look perspectively correct. Yeah, I just said perspectively, like it's a real word. Maybe I should just use a 3D model, a 3D object. This is one way to hack perspective because sometimes you just don't know what the perspective is, and like that's just what you have to do to hack it. It's under primitives. There it is, primitives. We're gonna just plop a cube in here, and obviously our shape is not a cube, but for our purposes it is. We're gonna move it like this so we can get the angle as good as possible. Maybe like, I think that's the right angle. Okay, and then we're gonna tweak the dimensions of the cubes down here in the tool property. Don't fix the ratio, otherwise it'll stay a cube. Then you're just gonna, nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, and that looks good enough for me. That looks fine. Now what we're gonna do is get the perspective lines from there. Haha! All I did was click this little thing over here on the layers panel. And now that we have the perspective lines, the fresh perspective lines, we're just gonna start tracing away. But before I do that, I'm gonna take this and move it below the storyboard because that's gonna get in my way. So I can see the screen underneath it, and I'm just gonna whoop, whoop. I should probably trace the actual like cube itself. And I know what you're wondering. Hey, Jasmine, your lines are looking pretty crappy because there is this. I basically drew the lines too long, and I did that on purpose. Why, you may be wondering? Well, I'll show you why in just a second. If I could just trace this a little faster, but I can't because I'm slow at drawing. Alright, and so now here's the fun part. I don't know if you noticed this, but I've been drawing on a vector layer this whole time. And I've also been drawing on the panels layer. God, Jesus, ugh. Okay. So I have been drawing on the wrong layer, but whatever, that can also be fixed. But I've been drawing on a vector layer, and the reason why is because if you use the eraser tool, you can just, haha, look at that, isn't that amazing? That's why vector layers are a godsend, and you should use them whenever possible. I use them, oh crap, you can always just undo if you mess up though. I use them for line art because it makes the line art so much easier, and who wouldn't want to make their life easier? Okay, and there we go. Now we have part of our monitor fixed. So if we were to just delete this and delete the storyboard, oh my god, that looks so good. I can't believe I drew that. It's because I didn't. It's the perspective lines. But as you can still see, we're on the panels layer, which is the wrong layer. But not to fear, this is not the end of the world. What we do is we use our handy dandy lasso tool, wherever it is. It's in rectangle shape right now, but I hate that, so we're just gonna use regular lasso. Okay, we're gonna Control C, Control V, and it made a new layer. We go back here to panels, we delete the old stuff because we don't need it anymore. We go to here, we drag it down, and then we use this button over here and merge it with the bottom layer. Did I press the wrong thing? Yes, I did. All I did was move it down to LA. which is line art. That stands for line art. But what I meant to press is this one that says merge with layers below. And bam, we fixed it. Now we deselect, and now it's the panel is the panel layer, and then this is part of the line art. Perfect. Totally accidentally on purpose did that to show you guys how to fix the wrong layer. That didn't make any sense. Who cares? Let's just move on. So we still have our cube, and we're gonna have to modify this cube now. Actually, no, we're not. I'm just gonna use a new cube because I don't want to mess up the perspective grid. Plop a new cube in there. And we're just gonna play around with this. Fixed ratio, gone. Just move this back. Oh my god, I think I did it. Did I do it? Let's check the storyboard. Hold on, let's go here. I think, no, it's not supposed to be protruding out. It's supposed to be like, let's get rid of this for a second. It's supposed to be, oh, there's supposed to be 2 boxes. Okay, let's go back here. Let's add the second box. Hold on, let me get rid of this real quick. Okay, let's just quickly add the second box. But actually, first we need to get the cube back. The cube is at 100%. I don't know why. Let's get that back down to a lower percentage. Because I don't know about you, but like when everything's at like a high opacity in these layers, by the way, the opacity is just like how opaque the layer is. Is that the right word, opaque? It basically means like how much of the layer is visible, how much you can see. A lower opacity means it gets like more transparent until it's eventually gone. And I like to keep stuff that's not important at a low opacity, so that way my eyes don't get confused between different stuff. So now that our cube is at low opacity, we need to go back to this and finish drawing the second part, which is this little bar underneath it. I didn't even see it had a bar, but see, that's why you gotta consult the storyboard to make sure you're on the right track. Also, this just occurred to me, but I did not turn on my Pomodoro timer. So should I do that right now? Because I should probably be timing myself on how long this takes. Actually, wait, are they not connected? Come on. Okay, there we go. So for those folks who don't know, this is my Pomodoro timer. This is what keeps me in line, and by in line I mean keeps me accountable, holds me accountable. All right, this is the line art for the fight comic. We don't have a name for it yet because we just don't. And I set my timer, and I work in 30-minute increments. I think the Pomodoro normally is 25 minutes, but 25 minutes is too short for me, and like I end up working overtime anyways, so might as well just do 30 minutes. An hour was too much for me because I don't think my brain can handle sitting straight, like just sitting for 1 hour straight. So, you know what? I just noticed that in her version of the storyboard, she has this little curve thing going on. So how do we do the curve thing if the perspective grid will only let us draw within perspective? Well, simple answer to that. You go over here, delete snap to special ruler, and then you can just draw your curve. Perfect, right? Except I cannot draw a curve to save my life. So, oh my god. Okay, you know what? Sometimes when the going gets tough, you need to be smart. Control C, or in my case, Command C, Control V, and then you just drag that sucker over this way. Haha! Did I just cheat? No. I worked smarter, not harder. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's go back to the storyboard because I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, okay, the cube. Okay, you see, okay. That makes more sense. You have to know what you're drawing. So the cube, you're gonna see more of this front face, not like how I drew it. And you're gonna see some of that too. Oh, you know what? Did you guys notice this too? That the line width got thicker? Yeah, because I have it set to 5, but then it changed to 6. I wonder why that is. There's a fix to this. So I know what you're wondering. The line width is too thick. What are you gonna do to fix it? Well, first and foremost, I'm gonna make sure all these lines are in tip-top shape. You know what? This is actually kind of agonizing, like how long this takes. Like this is something that should have been done in 5 seconds. But you know, we're struggling through this together. So if your line widths are too thick, then what you do is go to the object tool. I think the shortcut's O, but I'm not sure. And then just hold shift, and then that's how you select multiple lines. And then you just boop down there in the object tool setting, and bam, now it's the right width. Woohoo, perfect, we solved that. Crisis averted. Okay, storyboard back on. We need little buttons on the side. Perfect. So turn the storyboard opacity down as much as possible. I like to keep it somewhere in like the teens to like 22. So like 13 to 22% opacity is what I like to do for the storyboard. And then everything else kind of varies. But line art should always be at full opacity in my opinion. Okay, so now back to the line art. Oh, as you can see, I have my layers color coded here. It's pretty simple to do that. All you do is just go up here, this little panel. And if your layers aren't color coded, it's gonna be on this one, but you can just change the color to whatever. You can even use another color, but green works for me. So now we're just going to get our marker tool. I'm using the Millie pen because I'm not trying to be like a hero here. I'm just trying to finish this comic. And for the buttons, I'm actually gonna decrease the line art. Decrease the line art. I meant decrease the line art, the width of the pen that I'm using, because it might be too thick. It might get in the way of the other lines, and I don't really want that. Okay, let's zoom in on that sucker. Why is it so... I swear, the agony. Sometimes a perspective ruler does you dirty because, like, it doesn't know what you want. And it's like, I know what I want. Just draw the line, damn you. Okay. And since we're lazy, remember we're lazy but we're smart at the same time. We're just gonna... If someone knows an easier way to select multiple lines for vector layers, let me know in the comments, please. Command C, Command V. There we go. I'm really not trying to reinvent the wheel here. I'm just trying to finish this on time. That looks about the same, right? Right. So 2 buttons. Do we need any more buttons? Let's go back to the storyboard. No, but I do think we need like wires or something. Do I really gotta think about that? I really don't want to have to think about that. Okay, and here is where I'm going to start using a mask layer. Why? Because I don't know if this is like exactly where I want the buttons, but I don't want to delete this line and have it be gone forever. So I'm just going to erase. Oh my god, that's not what I wanted. Erase this part, just using a regular eraser, not the vector one. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna get rid of that. Oh my god, that looks sick. Oh my god, that looks so good. Oh. Okay. Stop fangirling over your own drawing. Actually, you know what? Now that I'm looking at it, shouldn't this side be curved too? Ugh, I hate having to think of everything. And just... Oh my god. Okay, that looks kind of bad. Is anyone gonna notice though? Nah, I don't think anyone's gonna notice. Okay, and then we'll put like sci-fi. I meant science-y stuff. Yeah, we're gonna put like the sciencey stuff like the heart waves and whatnot later. I'm not gonna worry about that right now. Okay, so that's that panel done. How much time did that take? It probably took more than this. Yeah, that took like 20 minutes. Ugh. And I'm not even done with it. There still needs to be like wires and stuff. Okay, whatever. Let's just draw some crappy wires. These wires, where do they lead to? Does anybody know? I don't know. Does Dulce know? Probably not. All right, It's not the greatest wire ever, but it is something. So that's what we're going with. Okay. Now that we have that panel completed, it's not completed, but like the line art is as good as it needs to be right now. We move on to this one. Now I already did the line art for this character, but she's on a bed. I don't know if you can tell because the storyboard opacity is down way low, but yeah, her arms are lying on the sheets of a hospital bed. But anyways, we need to do a separate line art layer for backgrounds. So get that vector layer and then do LA BKG. Wow, I can't spell. BKG just means background. I guess you could also do BG, background, but I like to make acronyms that make sense to nobody except myself. So I'm debating, do I want to do the sheets on the same layer as her or on the background layer? And I'm leaning more towards background just because if something goes awry with drawing the sheets, then she's unaffected and I don't have to like carefully erase all the vector lines around her. That's probably what I'm gonna do. But I don't really want to draw sheets. It's the artist dilemma of not wanting to do anything but still wanting to create nice art. Okay, background layer. Oh, this is too thin. Okay, 5. It's good to like keep in mind, or if not keep in mind, then at least like jot down somewhere how thick your line art is, so that way you're not varying the thickness, because that looks kind of weird. Unless that's like what you're going for. Like some comics do have that style, and I think it's pretty cool when like the line art's not uniform. But for the most part, especially when you're doing backgrounds, you want the line art to be pretty uniform because your focal point is not the background, it's your main character or whoever is the focal point of your scene. You know, I thought those sheets were gonna kill me, but really, if you just stop caring about how good it looks, you realize that it doesn't really need to look great, and it'll still read as sheets or whatever you want it to read as. So I hope you enjoyed my little overview of doing the line art for a comic, and if you want to see something more in depth, like an actual tutorial video, then let me know and I'll do this again. Or if you want to see like coloring, shading, something like that, I'll do that too. I'll do everything. I'm like a multiple trick pony, except my tricks are like not that impressive. Okay, and that's all. That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.